All right, my friends. So I did a video earlier today to say don't worry about the Biden tax hikes. They're just not going to affect the vast majority of us. There's other things that Biden's doing that's creepy, but the tax hikes are it's just not a big deal. I think a lot of you are thinking that the 2022 elections will be when Republicans take back Congress, and that will stop the liberal train from moving forward. I'm going to put some salt in the wound here after 2020. That's not likely to happen. I do expect the Republicans to take back the House, and one of the reasons for that is simple gerrymandering. The Republicans control more state legislatures than the Democrats do. Every 10 years, the state legislatures redistrict for state legislatures and congressional seats as well. And as such, just by gerrymandering alone, with the Republicans controlling more state legislatures and having the trifecta with both chambers of the House of the state legislature in the hands of the Republicans, plus the governor, that should be pretty simple there. And on top of that, with more blue states after the census losing House seats, more red states getting House seats, red states getting House seats, of which the Republicans already control, that should be a slam dunk. I would expect the Republicans probably to win 20 seats total, pick up 20 seats. So they'll have a majority of about 15 or so, I'd expect. And that's good because remember, all spending legislation originates in the House Ways and Means Committee. So when you're in controlling of the Ways and Means, you're controlling the checkbook, and you have a lot more power than I think a lot of people recognize. The chairman of the House Ways and Means Committee is a big deal. And off the top of my head, I don't know who it is now. Some left liberal, that's for sure. But anyway, I think that's kind of that will be a pretty much a done deal. And the Democrats only have like a 7-seat majority right now, so not much. I don't see that's not going to be an issue. The Senate, on the other hand, is concerning, and I would expect the Republicans to lose a couple seats there. Senate, it can't be gerrymandered. There's no gerrymandering in the Senate. It is a 100% state election. So whoever votes, I mean, that's all there is to it. It doesn't matter what the legislature is. It doesn't matter what the census says. There is 2 senates per state. There's 50 states. There's 100 senators. There's 33 or 34 up for election every second year. And as this year coming in 2022, there's going to be another off-year election. And a lot of times people expect that the off-year election is good, and it is, for the party out of power. In this case, it would be the Republicans. If we look at 1994, we look at 2010, the Republicans did great in off-year elections. That's when they smoked it. 2006, the Democrats did well. 2008 was a non-incumbent year, so that's a little bit different, and the Democrats did well there. 2018, the Republicans lost the House. They actually picked up seats in the Senate, which is the first time since FDR that has happened. The 4 Democrat incumbents lost their seats in 2018. Again, you can't gerrymander the Senate, so that was a big, a thumbs up to Trumpster. To include Florida. Florida went down in flames. Rick Scott beat Ben Nelson, a very popular, supposedly middle-of-the-road Democrat who was an astronaut, and Florida went heavily for Rick Scott, which was pretty amazing, actually. I don't think I'm saying. I think the same thing's going to happen this year, where the Republicans win the House just like the Democrats did in 2018, but they'll lose control. Right now it's 50-50, but I think by the end of 2022, it'll be 52-48 for the Democrats. So let's take a look at the map here. And what you see here is, this is Ballotpedia 2022. These are the Senate seats that are up. And right now you got 20, I think it was, let's see, 34 regular seats will be up in 2022, 20 of which are held by Republicans and only 14 held by Democrats. And the ones that worry me most are right here, Ron Johnson in Wisconsin. Toomey is retiring. He sold his soul for rock and roll, that's for sure. That's a worry. So these 2 seats are worrisome. In 2016, it's surprising that Republicans held those 2 seats, actually. So both these went in the Republican wave in 2010 for the Republicans, Wisconsin and Pennsylvania, which was pretty amazing. But that Michigan, for instance, is a good one right here, because that in 1994, Michigan went. Spencer Abraham won Michigan, and that seemed to be the new wave. And then he quickly lost in 2000. And a lot of people thought the same thing would happen here in 2016, that the seats in Senate in Wisconsin and Pennsylvania was a one-time deal with Toomey and Ron Johnson. And lo and behold, both Toomey and Ron Johnson won again in 2016. Johnson's been a stellar on the Republican side. Toomey, not so much. Toomey is retiring, and he sold his soul for rock and roll. Ohio, I'm not all that worried about. I think Portman's retiring, and that's probably a good thing. I am not so worried about Ohio. Ohio's a pretty solidly red state now. But right here, North Carolina, I am worried about Richard Burr. He's a clown. Look, I'd rather have Richard Burr than any freaking lefty, but still, he's a clown, and he did not win going away, and neither did what's his name in 2020. The other guy in North Carolina won by 50,000 votes or something like that. So this is always going to be a toss-up. Toss-up, probably lean Democrat. Toss-up, lean Democrat. Toss-up, lean Republican right there. Tim Scott will win re-election easily. Rubio should win re-election easily. Kentucky, Indiana, Ohio, these should all be solidly red. Iowa, Chuck, he's retiring, and that'd be a toss-up, leans Republican there, that's for sure. Missouri, Blunt's retiring, thank goodness, that guy's a clown. We should win that going away. Arkansas, Boozman's pretty good, he should win. And then John Kennedy, not the biggest fan of old Dr. Kennedy. I'm not sure he'll get primaried enough, but he's better than not. Not a fan of Langford at all. I'd like to see him primary, but whoever wins the Republican primary will win here. I'd love to see Langford getting primaried. Is he retiring? Hold on a second. Maybe he's retiring. Oops. So far, 5 Senate Republicans have announced retiring. We got, let's see. Blunt, he's going, so he's I never liked that guy. Cavan, so Toomey, Portman, Richard Burr, Richard Shelby's retiring as well as Blunt. So that's good. That's the old Republicans. That's good. Grassley has announced, I don't think Johnson has announced he's going to retire. So that's good stuff there. Hold on just a sec. Imagine Grassley stays in there. So we'll see. That'd be a toss-up, leans Republican in Iowa right there. So that'd be good. Get rid of Grassley, get rid of Blunt, get rid of Toomey, get rid of Burr. If we take these seats, we're in good shape. And I say we because I do align with the Republican Party for sure. Not the biggest fan of Crapo in Idaho, but I don't think he's retiring. Mike Lee, he's pretty good. He's a little bit disappointing. Romney will be up in 2024, so hopefully he'll step down as well. And then the Republican Party will be back to being what it should be, a populist libertarian type of party. All right, what else we got? There's another guy, right? Alabama, Shelby, there's Stockton. Who replaced Thad Cochran in Mississippi? I can't remember. All right, so who the Dems got up? So they got Bennett. Colorado's a lean Dem, but don't forget we had Cory Gardner was the Republican senator until last cycle. Nevada is closer than a lot of people think. So it's definitely lean Dem, definitely lean Dem. Right here is going to be a toss-up. And off your election in Arizona, Mark Kelly, that's going to be a toss-up, man. But I would say the Democrats, right here is where we are, big takeout here. Warnock should go down. I think, what's the name? Duckworth should win. Schumer. So the two big ones the Republicans got is Maggie Hassan in New Hampshire. New Hampshire always squeaks on Senates. It's weird, man. Even though the Republicans win the governorship, it's weird how the Democrats always win the Senate seats. It's strange. But we could get that. We could take that out. We should take this out. So there's I would say a toss-up, leans D, toss-up, leans R right here. Toss-up, leans D, toss-up, leans D, definitely leans D. So they have one seat we should get, and that's in Georgia. I think they have one seat they can get in Pennsylvania. I think we got another one that's more at risk. This is a straight toss-up, probably leans D here in Wisconsin. This is a toss-up, leans blue here. So I think we'll lose 2 at least right here, these 2 right here. The other one that should be in North Carolina is a definitely toss-up. So we have 2 vulnerable, 2 toss-ups in North Carolina, and I think the one right here in Iowa is right there. 2 vulnerable, 2 toss-ups, where the Democrats have 1 vulnerable and probably 2 toss-ups. So don't wait for the Republican Party in the Senate to come through and save you from liberalism. It's not going to happen, man. But there is a better segment of Republicans coming up than was from 20 years ago. I mean, Roy Blunt, Cochran, Shelby, all these guys are clowns, man. So I'm glad to see them go. And if we have to lose initially to remake the party in a populist libertarian image, I'm comfortable with that.